or around Jesus' crucifixion, because that is when she would be leaving with the Holy Grail. But in my mind, as being pregnant and to do with her uterus. So I think there is the female there as Mary and the cycles of the moon and the Holy Grail. And there is the male there as the Christ energy and Jesus. I am going to teach holographic breathing, and then we're going to use that to work with the fire energies. And the fire energies is a warm, hot energy through our bodies. So the organs of the fire circuit are the ovaries and testes, the uterus and prostate, the hara, the heart, the hypothalamus, which is in the area of the third eye and includes the pituitary gland, and the connection from that to the divine energies. And if you become aware of your breasts, for both the men and women, notice how it balances that energy of the heart. Notice how the mammary glands, the nipples for both the men and women, relate to the ovaries and testes. They balance the heart, they balance the ovaries and testes. So from your breasts you can feel your ovaries and testes. It's interesting to me that the Christian Church would do it at the closest to the full moon, which is like the feminine and is pagan. It's not like the Christian Church goes by cycles of the moon, but at Easter it does. So that I only found that out fairly recently, really, and that kind of, I thought, wow, that's incredible that they go by the cycles of the moon at Easter. It's just that I don't know if it's past lives. I'm just feeling all sorts of ritual magic to do with, not bad magic, but just rituals to do, kind of hidden, occult type rituals around Easter at the minute, and to do with blood, to be honest. And now that doesn't mean killing someone. It may be that, where they, because, there is a whole thing about Jesus kind of did give off a lot of blood at this time of year. So it was interesting, this blood, and seeing this or feeling this whole thing of birth, and that it was strange to me that within the Christian Church they would have it the closest Sunday to the full moon. Or I don't know if it's the closest or the one after or the whatever, but it's related to the full moon. Because whatever this ancient rite was, and maybe that's why it's been kept more secret, is because I think it's around menstruation. And that again is, the dying of the old and starting afresh. And the blood of menstruation. So that is much more likely to be a female ceremony and kept behind closed doors. The more feminine rites were often much more done in just small groups. And we are working with that, with the fire energy, because it is the ovaries and uterus, and it is the testes and prostate. And the prostate has a quality of blood to it, or this bright fiery energy, and the uterus obviously has that as well. So that has somehow been passed into the Christian church, which is strange, because I see the Orthodox churches as so much to do with just God, the spiritual energies telling you what to do. Whereas obviously as soon as you connect something with menstruation, it's very much to do with the earth, very much to do with the moon, very much to do with the feminine cycles. So there is the male in there, and maybe Christ as the Christ energy, and Mary as the female energy. I'm not sure whether Mary Magdalene was the young. I guess Mother Mary is his mother, and Mary Magdalene was his girlfriend. But I guess both of those as the female, well, more Mary Magdalene as the female energy, and the chalice or whatever it is the Holy Grail, the Holy Grail, as the baby, or her going away pregnant and taking the bloodline of Christ with her. And that it was interesting, we were talking about the Cathars, or whatever they're called, because apparently she escaped to the south of France. And again, that would have been held in secret. So I guess any church that was based around Mary Magdalene and the Holy Grail, they would celebrate the cycles of the moon, and especially the cycle after or around Jesus' crucifixion, because that is when she would be leaving with the Holy Grail. But in my mind, as being pregnant and to do with her uterus. So I think there is the female there as Mary, and the cycles of the moon and the Holy Grail. And there is the male there as the Christ energy and Jesus. So I think I was right in this Easter festival being a blood rite, because it is about blood, and it is about the Holy Grail, and it is about menstruation and the interaction with that, with the Christ energy or the spiritual male energy. And you have the connection to the earth and the feminine, and the connection to the spiritual and the Christ energy. So I think we have chanced upon maybe what has been celebrated in many closed schools, and going back a long way for it to be in the Christian calendar around the motion of the moon. So really going back into the depths of history. And I can just see that. I can see blood, I can see a newborn baby, and just the energy of that, just the sacredness of that. So that is there as a spiritual, pagan, earth ceremony and energy for healing ourselves and fertility and creation. And there is the fire circuit. Very timely webinar, I must say. The fire circuit of holographic breathing, and we are working with the blood, as I mentioned in the newsletter. We're working with the breasts, we're working with the ovaries and testes, and we're working with the blood and the blood in the brain. I am going to teach holographic breathing, and then we're going to use that to work with the fire energies. And the fire energies is a warm, hot energy through our bodies. It has specific energy points to open it up, and it has specific organs. The organs of the fire circuit are the ovaries and testes, the uterus and prostate, the hara, the heart. The hara is a energy center just below the navel, the heart, the hypothalamus, which is in the area of the third eye, and includes the pituitary gland, and the connection from that to the divine energies. So I'll be teaching holographic breathing, and we will be working with that, with the holographic breathing. Now, I will describe and demonstrate holographic breathing. In holographic breathing, the lips are closed, the tongue, the upper surface of the tongue is on the roof of the mouth, the breath is through the nose, and on the in-breath the jaw is gently opening, and on the out-breath the jaw is gently closing. And that is done in a relaxed way with the lips closed. I will just demonstrate it. You probably won't see much, but you will notice it's deeply relaxing, it's very soft, and the lips aren't opening. Even though the jaw is subtly moving, the lips aren't opening. It's small motion, half a finger width of the jaw. Okay, so that as soon as I start doing that, it's deeply relaxing. It takes me into a very meditative place. For new people, when you start this, it's good to do the meditation sitting up for just the first part where you're learning the holographic breathing, because it's so relaxing, it's easy to go to sleep, and if you miss some of the instructions, and you won't be doing holographic breathing, and you don't get to the initiation of it, then you've missed that whole bit. So it's good to be properly awake through this first part where I take you into it. Once it's going, you'll know once it's going, it will just be happily going on its own. You can lie down or however you want. Okay, we are going to start. So closing your eyes. First of all, we are going to bring in some energies to balance and hold the session. Sending a smile, sending some energy to the earth, and allowing the earth to say hello back. And notice what that feels like through your body and through your energies. And sending a smile, sending some energy to the higher self and beneficial energies. The beneficial energies, any divine energies, divine teachers that you want to work with, long as they're beneficial. Sending a smile, sending some energy to the higher self and beneficial energies, and allowing the higher self and beneficial energies to say hello back. And notice what that feels like through your body and through your energies. And asking the earth, the higher self, and the beneficial energies to be with you through the whole meditation as your guide, your healing resource. So you are resourced within yourself. And gently breathing. Okay, so we're going to start. The lips are relaxed and closed. The upper surface of the tongue is on the roof of the mouth. And the tip of the tongue is close to or touching the front teeth. And as much as the tongue on the roof of the mouth as feels comfortable, so it must feel comfortable. And just start off by bouncing the jaw lightly up and down, or a chewing motion with the lips closed, just so that you can feel that you can move the jaw with the lips closed. And then slowing that motion down and relaxing the jaw, relaxing open on the in-breath, small motion, relaxing closed on the out-breath. And as the jaw is opening, letting the breath come in through the nose, and as the jaw is closing, letting the breath leave through the nose. Small, relaxed motion of the jaw. The lips stay closed all of the time, and the tongue stays on the roof of the mouth all of the time. The jaw relaxes open, the breath comes in through the nose. The jaw relaxes closed, the breath leaves through the nose. Relax the back of the neck, relax the back of the head, relax the whole body. As the teeth are coming back together, they just float back together. There's no pressure between the teeth. They just float back together or settle just very slightly separate. The jaw gently opens, the breath comes in through the nose. The jaw gently closes, the breath leaves through the nose. Now we're going to change the gestalt around. We're going to bring the emphasis to the nose and the breath rather than the jaw. Breathing in through the nose, the jaw relaxes open. The lips stay closed. Breathing out through the nose, the jaw relaxes closed. Notice everything gets a lot softer, a lot more relaxed, a lot more meditative. You've changed level. Breathing in through the nose, the jaw relaxes open. Breathing out through the nose, the jaw relaxes closed. Feeling that through your body as the chest opens, the jaw relaxes open, the chest closes, the jaw relaxes closed. Breathing in through the nose, the chest opens, the jaw follows. The chest closes, the jaw closes with it. The jaw just naturally aligns with the breathing motion of the body. Breathing in, the abdomen opens, the jaw relaxes open. Breathing out, the abdomen closes, the jaw relaxes closed. On the in-breath, the pelvis opening out to the sides, the jaw relaxes open. The out-breath, the pelvis closing, the jaw relaxes closed. And feel it through the arms and legs, hands and feet, opening on the in-breath, closing on the out-breath in a very subtle way, as if every cell is opening on the in-breath, every cell is closing on the out-breath. And also in a subtle way, your whole face, your brain, your cranium has started to breathe. Your neck and your throat has started to breathe. Everything has started to breathe. Your whole body, every cell, every part of you is gently opening on the in-breath, gently closing on the out-breath. Breathe. And we're going to come into the deeper earth energies first. Becoming aware of the back of your jaw and the lower back of the head. These are opening. It's not just up and down, these opening out to the sides on the in-breath. closing back immediately on the out-breath. You feel your lower shoulder blades, your sit bones, the heels of your hands and the heels of the feet. Notice you drop down and back into this deep earth energies. Feeling that rich earth energy. Now we're going to open up the fire energies, moving forwards from the sit bones to the pubic arch. Notice how it warms up. You feel the perineum, you can feel the pubic arch, you feel this fire, red energy or molten lava energy in the pelvis and the perineum. And this connects to the ovaries and testes, the uterus and prostate. You may feel the ovaries and testes more relating to the pubic arch, and the uterus and prostate more relating to the perineum, but you can feel them both. Breathing with holographic breathing. So you get this nice warm energy in your ovaries and testes, uterus and prostate. This is the fire energy. It's also to do with blood. You can feel the arterial blood. You can feel the heart pumping the red blood around the body. The fire energy blood. You can feel that all the capillaries through your body and through the brain. It's the arterial blood. The venous blood is different. This is cooler blue energy. The arterial blood is the fire energy circuit relating to the pubic arch, to the perineum. Notice you can also feel your heart. The energy points for the heart are more the top of the shoulders and the top of the sternum. And breathe with your heart, the fire energies of your heart. And if you become aware of your breasts, for both the men and women, notice how it balances that energy of the heart. Notice how the mammary glands or mammary glands, the nipples for both the men and women relate to the ovaries and testes. They balance the heart, they balance the ovaries and testes. So from your breasts you can feel your ovaries and testes. You can feel this rising up through your body. It goes through the chin, the nasal passageways, into the hypothalamus and up into the beyond. You just let that percolate. We're going to slowly come out of that circuit now, feeling the lungs either side of the heart. The connection from the heart to the lungs. And the fire energy starts to dissipate. From the fire blood in the brain, the arterial blood in the capillaries of the brain, it moves out into the cranial sea, which floats around every cell in the brain. Notice you start cooling down. From the ovaries and testes, moves back, ovaries, testes, uterus and prostate, moves back into the rectum. You get this rush of energy rising up the spine, through the brain and up into the higher self, a much lighter, brighter energy. So the fire energy is much more to do with the uterus, prostate, the Holy Grail, Mary, the moon, and this whiter, brighter energy for me is more, or can think of as more, the Christ energy or the higher self, or however you want to put it. But they balance each other. The inner female and the inner male, the yin and the yang. And just let that release through your spine, through your brain, into the higher self. And breathe. Let that just spread out and your whole body just breathing however it wants to breathe. Your whole brain breathing however it wants to breathe. Letting everything ground, allowing yourself to sit into your sit bones, into your heels, the heels of your hands, heels of your feet, the deep earth energies, the lower back of the head. And we're going to come back soon, so just relaxing deeply into yourself. Sending a thank you to the earth, a thank you to the higher self and beneficial energies, and a thank you to yourself. Letting the energies go off for love and healing to the earth, love and healing to the higher self and beneficial energies, and allowing yourself to be loved and healed. And when you feel ready, gently allowing yourself to come back. So I hope you enjoyed that meditation and talk. If you did, please like this video. Please subscribe. It really helps my channel if you like and subscribe my videos. or subscribe to my video channel. I'll be running a free webinar, so you can come along and work with me in person on the 2nd of May, and if it's past that point, the recording, I will put it in the description below. And then there will be an advanced webinar where we go into this in far more depth. Everybody already knows holographic breathing. The meditations are about an hour long and just go into really much stronger, deeper depth. And that is on the 16th of May. That's all available from my website. There's a link in the description. So I have a newsletter, goes out maybe once a week. You can get that from my website. You can watch my videos. I've got hundreds of YouTube videos, guided meditations. You can watch those and take this all more deep. Give yourself a breathing, healing resource. All right, thank you so much for coming to my video. And as I said, please like, subscribe, tell your friends, tell your mates, tell everyone, and share holographic breathing. Okay, see you next time. Bye.